Lords of Chaos, directed by Jonas, Åkerlund, starring Rory, Culkin, Emory, Cohen, and Jack Kilmer. A teenager's quest to launch Norwegian black metal in Oslo in the early 1990s results in a very violent outcome. Going into this film, I didn't really know a whole lot about the band Mayhem. I knew about Euronymous and Dead, but I didn't really know about the story about Varg and also the rest of the bandmates. So this was cool to be able to watch this, to see some of the more detailed points around what happened with this band. If you don't know about Mayhem, the band, they were this Norwegian band in the late 80s and the early 90s. They came to be well known because of a string of church burnings and some murders. And the leader of the band is Euronymous, and he wanted to bring true Norwegian black metal. At first, they're these teenagers who are going against the norms of society. They're the outcasts. But then starts to happen over time is that the bandmates start to one-up one another to be able to show how much of a true believer in black metal they are, and accusing others of being posers if they don't take that next step. And that next step being church burnings and murders. What I really enjoyed about this film were the performances, the cinematography, and there is some fantastic practical effects in this film. There are instances where this film feels like a horror film. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the kills in this film, there is also a suicide in this movie. So if that's something that triggers you, be aware that there is a very graphic suicide scene, and it does not cut away. It's a pretty heavy movie, but it's a really well done film nonetheless. I find it very engaging, and I find the actors very engaging. I genuinely enjoy the music. I haven't really listened to a lot of black metal. This is my first introduction into black metal, and I kind of dig it. One thing that I wasn't really happy with was the love story. It did feel a little thrown in, and it felt like it was used as a way to build sympathy for Euronymous, and that's hard for me to do, to have sympathy for him, because throughout this film, Euronymous really did egg people on to do things, and he had a big mouth. But regardless, that whole aspect with the love story, it just felt like it was forced, and it didn't really feel like it fit in with the rest of the film. When the film gets back on track and focuses on the bandmates, that's when the film is interesting, because then you see this kind of edgelord mentality that some of these guys have towards one another to one-up each other. It just becomes this game for them. Overall, I highly recommend checking out Lords of Chaos. This for me as a weekend rental. It would have been an add to the collection for me if it wasn't for the kind of forced love story in the film. Without that, it's actually a really well-paced film. It has really nuanced performances, and the actor who played Varg is fantastic. He really has a transformation throughout the film, and that was really cool to watch. And Rory Culkin as well was really, really good. And the actor who played Dead, he was also great. I mean, again, really solid performances throughout this film. Be sure to check it out. It's well worth your time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you all next time.